Kellee B. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Running on Empty, where my gas tank is always half full, or as you may have guessed, running on fumes. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy the journey. Everyone is family here. Please subscribe, like, and share. The end of daylight savings time is fast approaching us. I thought it would be fun to research this topic and share the tidbits that I discovered about this practice. Officially, the time changes at 2 a.m. on Sunday. Cell phones, digital devices update automatically, so we don't have any excuses for being late on Monday, and we don't have to turn back all those clocks. All states in the Union of the United States participate in daylight savings time, for the exception of two states, Arizona and Hawaii. There are also U.S. territories that do not participate in daylight savings time. They are the American Samoa, Guam, Northern Mariana Islands, and Puerto Rico. And the United States Virgin Islands also don't observe daylight savings time. The gorgeous state of Arizona chooses not to participate in the changing of the clocks twice a year. They decline to go along with the rest of the country because they have temperatures that hit around 115 degrees during the summer, and they want the sunset to set earlier so they'll have cooler evenings. However, the time change is observed on the Navajo Reservation, but not on the Hopi Reservation. The beautiful Hawaiian Islands have not found a need to increase the hours of daylight because the latitude is similar to Mexico, so they don't participate. Did you know that daylight savings time was not an American invention? Of course, we credit Benjamin Franklin for proposing the idea way back when he said Americans could conserve candles if they just got up an hour earlier. Here's the quote that inspired us to consider daylight savings time. Every morning, as soon as the sun rises, let all the bells in every church be set ringing. And if that is not sufficient, let cannon be fired in every street to wake the sluggards effectually. Oblige a man to rise at 4 in the morning, and it is probable that he will be willing to bed at 8 in the evening. By Benjamin Franklin. The first known advocate of daylight savings time was an Englishman named William Willett, and he proposed this in 1905. He proposed moving clocks ahead 80 minutes between April and October. This plan was rejected by the English Parliament. The first country to implement daylight savings time was Germany. It was used to save fuel during World War I. The United States has also used daylight savings time off and on since 1918 as a wartime measure. The current federal policy was first enacted by President Lyndon B. Johnson as the Uniform Time Act. It has changed several times. In 1974, Congress extended daylight savings time to 10 months of the year following 1973 oil embargo. It was very controversial because children were forced to go to school in the dark in the winter mornings, which people felt was endangering the children's lives. Most of the challenges around daylight savings time have dealt with the starting and ending times. The Energy Policy Act of 2005 took effect in 2007 and called for clocks to spring forward on the second Sunday of March and fall back on the first Sunday in November. This year it will be on November 3rd. There have been many studies done to show that daylight savings time is not saving that much energy. A study by the U.S. Department of Energy in 2008 found the decrease in energy usage was hardly measurable. It was about 0.003%. A study from University of California, Santa Barbara found that the practice actually increased energy usage because of the extra hour of daylight. Because of this, it meant an extra hour of air conditioning use. 2008 study focused on Indiana said that Indiana residents paid about $3.18 more a year for electricity. Statewide, that would add up to increased costs of $8.6 million a year. That's a big chunk of change, folks. Another very interesting study found that daylight savings time might be unhealthy for us. One study from the University of Michigan showed that there was a short-term risk of heart attack that goes up to about 25% after the time switch. Heart attacks occurred on the first full workday after the switch. I think that's a little scary, folks. Another study indicated that there was a higher risk for miscarriages according to the Chronobiology Internationalist. It has been observed on both ends of this time switch. Fatigue and sleep deprivation are also associated with the time switch increasing cyberloafing. It is a term to describe the actions of employees who use their internet access to work for personal use while pretending to do legitimate work. They typically do Google searches for entertainment content, YouTube videos, music, ESPN. On Monday following the time switch, according to a 2012 study published in the Journal of Applied Psychology. We're playing around, folks. Another interesting tidbit about daylight savings time is that farmers did not favor daylight savings time. They strongly resisted the change from the beginning. They felt that it only benefited the office workers and the leisure class. It showed there was a growing gap between the rural and urban dwellers. Thank you for watching my video. It is sincerely appreciated. Much love to all of you. Please subscribe, like, and share.